Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another Mindset Monday. Apologies. It was a little bit difficult trying to get on this morning. Oh, so many technical errors. And as you can hear, my voice is still a little bit croaky this morning. The cold hasn't exactly gone yet, but that's okay. You know, it's what happens at this time of year. So anyway, Mindset Monday. I'm really excited about today's topic as well because we're really talking about how to stop fear and anger. It's a response that we often have numerous times a day, and the reason for that is that we are hardwired for survival, and so the amygdala part of our brain, which is what kicks in that fight or flight or freeze response, is always there going to be active. So this fear and anger response that we often have is born from that. So we are hardwired for it. The difficulty is that a lot of the things that we're fearful for and a lot of the things that make us feel angry aren't really things that are life-threatening, but they do threaten the quality of our life, and they often threaten the quality of our life because of how we react to them and how we then have the after effect of what then happens with our life then going forward. And like I said, this happens to us numerous times a day, and that's often why we'll often find that the extreme versions of that will be then getting into anxiety and that type of thing. But also there is that part of, especially when it comes to anger, of getting really frustrated and thinking after it's happened, oh, I could have said this, or was there really any need for me to react like that? Like, what? Why did I get so cross? I'm sure that I'm not the only person that's experienced that. I will do that with my children, for example. Sometimes something will happen and I think, why was I just so cross over that? It's like, it really doesn't matter. But there are a number of things that build up in our day, and so then those responses tend to happen. But there is one tool which really is fantastic for being able to literally stop fear and anger instantly in its track. Just one tool. And that's what I'm going to be sharing with you today. And what I'd love you to do, even if you're watching this, whether you're live or whether you're watching on the replay, and if you're watching on the replay, hi, great to see you, then do also leave me some comments as to whether you find that you're often reacting out of fear and anger, and also what your experiences with that are. And also let me know if you do this exercise and then how that works out for you. So my number one tool, and it is just one tool that you're going to need for being able to stop fear and anger in an instant, is actually gratitude. Now you may think, gratitude, how on earth is that going to stop me? But actually just imagine for a moment that you're in a situation, excuse me, that you would often have that reaction of fear or anger. And just putting yourself in that moment and then thinking, instead, you stop the thought process and think, what can I be grateful for in this moment? What can I be grateful for? If you're having anger towards another person, for example, what can I be grateful for with that person right now? And it's impossible to have a negative and a positive feeling at the same time, in the same way that it's impossible to be unhappy and happy at the same time, which is why a lot of people will often say, smile. But the difficulty with smiling is that we often have that false response, and so therefore it doesn't have a real enough of a kick to be able to transfer that feeling that we were going through into another, whereas gratitude actually does. And I've tried this a number of different times with my clients, as well as doing this myself. So you're in that moment, you're kind of feeling really angry, and you switch your process to, what can I be grateful for with this person right at this moment in time? And if it's not about that person, then what can I be grateful for in this moment in time? And there is always things that we can be grateful for. It was just the other day that I watched a video on Facebook with regards to a lady who had a lung transplant. And you see her face as she's able to breathe without a machine for the first time in an extremely long time, you think, actually, I wonder how many things I take for granted on a day-to-day basis that I'm able to do that I should be grateful for. So there's always things to be grateful for. But what it does do is it just takes you out of that state. It takes you away from that fight, flight, or freeze, which is a survival instinct, to then put you into a better situation. Now, the other reason that I say this is because when we're in a fear or an anger state, we are actually unable to think things through properly because we're removing the oxygen from the brain, and that's actually transferring to all of our muscles as well as the blood flow and everything, getting ready for that survival instinct. Which is why after you have been through certain situations, you have those moments of clarity where you think, I could have said, I could have done, did I really need to react in that way? So you may be going back to somebody and apologising and saying, I'm really sorry, I feel like I overreacted on that. Or when it comes to those fear parts, because fear and anger have very, very close responses. We will often get angry actually when we are fearful. It's another response that we'll have. But by being able to move into an area of gratitude, once we've got to that plateau, you're then able to respond to the situation a lot better. And I do have a free download for you because I do like to give you a lot of value. So I'm actually giving you a gratitude journal download. It's something that I use for my daily practice. Now, it has said that even scientifically, having 3 things per day that you can feel grateful for will enhance your physical, your mental, as well as your social capacities. And I have given you the science behind this within this download as well. So not just my information, I've also shared from Robert Emmons, who is known as being one of the most leading science-based people, I should say, with regards to gratitude. So I've given you all of that information within this download as well. Personally, I tend to do more than 3. 3 to 5 is a really good number. I always also do mine first thing in the morning. I actually do my gratitude before I even get up in the morning, before I actually get my body out of bed. There is also something quite significant with regards to writing them, especially if you're quite new to doing this. It's about being able to form those habits and making them a part of your daily practice, if you like. So you've got the download, you can use it on a daily basis. But one of the things that I also do, which you may find differently than others that may share about writing a gratitude journal, is with regards to not just what you're grateful for, but why. Why are you grateful for that? Because when you get into the why, you also immerse yourself in those emotions a lot more deeply than just stating. And it's actually the feeling that we want to intensify, because law of attraction states that like attracts like. So therefore, putting out more gratitude into the world brings forward more things to be grateful for. And if every thought and every feeling marries together to intensify that, then it's obviously going to suggest that you're then going to be getting a lot more of that back into your life. So for me, it's about intensifying the feeling of those. And to do that, we look into why you happen to be grateful for those things. And like many of the top pioneering people in the self-development world today, Oprah Winfrey, for example, Tony Robbins, both of them also will say that one of their things that they are grateful for in a day is something very simple, such as the breeze across your face, going for a walk in the local neighborhood. It may even be sitting in your chair and having that support that you'll have. The things to be grateful for don't always have to be the big things. And also, I do try to make sure that they're not the same things every day. Of course, I'm always grateful for my family. And of course, I'm always grateful at the fact that I have a roof over our heads and that we have heating and running water. And yes, I will have those as part of my gratitude journal. However, I always make sure that there is something new in my day that I can be grateful for. So I really hope that you enjoyed this. Please let me know by giving me some thumbs up and some love, and also sharing this. Also, do leave me some comments and let me know if you have tried my tool for being able to instantly stop fear and anger by moving into a state of gratitude. Let me know how you get on with that. And also let me know how much you're enjoying the gratitude journal and also the information that I have given to you with regards to gratitude and the science behind that as well. Until next week, take care. Bye.